Close-up look this morning with Congressman Greg Pence with me on the phone this morning. Congressman, appreciate your time this morning. Let's get an update from your perspective on how we are doing with regards to opening the economy safely. Your thoughts?
Yeah, thanks, John. Well, I just got back late Friday night from my longest stint in Washington, D.C. I was there for 2 weeks. I actually stayed because we went the weekend before. That's only my third weekend not coming home, and I'm pretty tired this weekend, out there in D.C. Opening the economy, I think we're doing pretty good here in Indiana. I know businesses are doing well. The unemployment, the 600 supplement dropped off on Friday. There's still a lot of talk about what's the next step as far as a supplemental CARES Act to keep the economy going and fighting COVID. A lot of businesses were saying to me and all my peers that the $600 was inhibiting their growth. So that means the future looks even brighter in terms of that. John, I'm looking at the paper this morning, and I read 14 papers when I got home Friday night, and we're just not having any deaths. While the cases are going up in COVID-19, the deaths it's still zero new deaths for all the counties surrounding us here in Bartholomew County, and so thank God that's going on. So we'll continue to negotiate and talk about ways to do things to help the economy continue to open up. As I think I've said before, in the first CARES Act, the state of Indiana got about $2.3 billion. I don't know exactly what they've used, but there's still a lot of money left up at the State House, and I'm in favor of taking the remaining dollars that are not needed to fight an increase in COVID, since it's leveled off in terms of mortalities and kind of people are less symptomatic, and take those dollars and see what we can't do to, support industries, particularly hospitals. They are for-profits in most cases, and get money out to the first responders that aren't allowed right now. So that's an expansion of the use of the first CARES Act, and that's something that I've pressed for as we go forward. And then, John, there's the school issue, right?
Yeah.
I'd almost defer to you. What are you hearing about school?
We've had it delayed here another week in Bartholomew County, but we're pressing ahead with kind of a mixture of the online and in classroom. And I'll tell you, I got a grandson who's in high school, and he wants to be in school.
Yeah, I actually went to the floor, John, and talked about that. I'm overwhelmingly hearing from people that they would like the kids to go back to school. For law enforcement tells me the cases of abuse and substance abuse has gone way up, and that's being told directly to me. I hear from parents and grandparents. My child needs to be in school for their mental health. I found out some interesting things in the last couple of weeks, and this is no fault of the teachers, but John, 25 to 30% of kids dropped off the radar when schools closed in March and never did any Zoom or online education. And that's a very sad situation. And so I think at a minimum, a blend is a great idea. Some schools don't have the room to do it to the extent of others, but I sure hope and encourage all schools to try to get these kids back together and get them in front of teachers who know how to teach and know how to help discipline kids and help them socialize properly.
Talking with Congressman Greg Pence this morning. Congressman, a couple other things here from you this morning. I know that you've been meeting with law enforcement community in the district, and I know you're a big supporter with regards to law enforcement. What are you hearing back from them? How are they feeling, and what are their concerns?
Well, John, it's kind of the whole cancel culture thing where they were attacked in a lot of ways first, right? The defund the police, And they were pretty upset about that. I've written op-eds. I've gone to the floor, the House of Representatives, spoke against changing qualified immunity. But what they see and what they've told me is, everybody wants to change everything, and they're concerned about the lack of civility in society today. And thank God we really haven't seen much of that in Indiana. We certainly have. Downtown Indianapolis is still a shame and a sham. But if qualified immunity changed, John, many of them have told me they would retire and that they would have trouble recruiting. But so far, that whole conversation was put on the shelf, thank God. So hopefully we're headed back in the right direction. They're staying in the right place, if you will.
Talking with Congressman Greg Pence this morning here on AM Columbus. Congressman, just a quick comment. You voted against House Resolution 7573 on the subject of removing statues from the Capitol. Give me your thoughts there, please.
Yeah, there we are. This is, again, kind of, as I just said, the cancel culture, John. Each state gets to choose what statues it puts in the House of Representatives. There's some, as people have come to visit me, as people have gone out to visit the Capitol building, you see the 100 statues from all across the country and the state. The folks across the aisle decided that they were going to say which statues needed to be taken down. I'm a states' rights federalist guy. I think let's leave it up to the states what statues they have, and it's a slippery slope, John. Take down the statues. What are we going to do about Columbus, Indiana? In a number of the big metropolitan areas, statue of Christopher Columbus that folks wanted to tear down and take down because Christopher Columbus was part of that cancel culture mentality. So do we change the name of Columbus? I don't know what we change it to. So I drew the line there. Let's let the states decide what statues. John, I got to tell you, I'm not a perfect person. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I go to church, try to improve myself. And we're not going to find anyone to remember from the past that was perfect. But if states want to find, if they believe that who they have as a statue in the House of Representatives did some wonderful things for their states and on balance is somebody they wanted to remember, I support that.
Talking with Congressman Greg Pence this morning, giving us an update for the area that he represents, the 6th District here in Indiana. Congressman, I appreciate your time this morning. Have a great week, okay?
Thank you, John. It's going to be a cool one.
Thanks, Congressman. See ya. Bye-bye.